provided for this. As Moses led them from Egypt to Canaan, crossing the water on dry land, so also now they left the Sinai desert and crossed into Canaan, crossing into the Jordan River on dry land, telling us that what Moses did, also Joshua is able to do. And there are still other details in the book of Joshua telling the readers, telling the people that Joshua is a little Moses. As Moses saw God in the burning bush, also Joshua saw an angel of God. As Moses circumcised the people when they went to Sinai after crossing the Red Sea, so also Joshua circumcised the people at Gilgal. And as Moses made a covenant with the people on Sinai, so also Joshua made a covenant with the people at Shechem. So all these details tell us that Joshua can be depended on because he really took on the mantle of Moses. So he is a real leader like Moses. This is also our problem, especially after the reshuffling. Somehow we have to prove ourselves, especially if we are taking care of a parish that has been done well by the previous parish priest. So there is this fear, am I up to the standard of the one that I am succeeding? Now, the reading would tell us, don't worry. God Himself will provide the means to make the people see that you are taking care of the community according to the ways of the previous parish priest. We cannot duplicate the previous parish priest, but there are signs, if we are just true to our priesthood, that the people would realize that we are authentic leaders of the people. And one of the signs is what the priests are doing in the book of Joshua. They are the ones who journey together with the people, carrying the Ark of the Covenant. And it is when they step into the river that the river dried up to let the people flow. But all the while we would see in the book of Joshua that the priests are the bearers of the Ark. And as we know, the Ark of the Covenant for the Jews is the sign of the presence of God. And they are able to march through the desert and march into Canaan because God is with them. The Ark is with them. Now that function of the priests of old can also be our function. That we are the bearers of God for the people as we journey with them. And the people should see that we bear God. We bear God in the way we preach His Word, in the way we celebrate the sacraments. As we journey with our own people, we move along with them, carrying God with us. And that is already a very important function. The people would not have crossed the desert, would have not conquered the Canaan, where God not with them, carried by the priests. And also many of our own people, as they journey through life, they're able to undertake the different vicissitudes of life because we are there, carrying the Lord, making the Lord present in their own life. So this can somehow be reflected in our own ministry. Now in our Gospel, we have just ended reading chapter 18 of Matthew. And as you well know, Matthew has a plan in his Gospel. He wanted to prove that the Gospel is the new, Jesus is the new Moses. And as Moses is the author of the 5 books, so also in the Gospel of Matthew, we have 5 main discourses that Jesus has said to the people to show that these are also the laws that should govern now the new people. And one of the main discourses is chapter 18. And chapter 18 is the discourse on the community, on the church. How can we become church? We have been reading from this in the previous days, that we should take care of the little ones. Whatever is done to the little ones is done to us. That we have been given the capacity to forgive sins. And now it ends, chapter 18 ends with the idea of forgiveness. Because it's true, we cannot form a church, we cannot form a community without forgiveness. Because the church is made up of fragile people, weak people, sinful people, and willingly or unwillingly we hurt each other. We step on each other's toes. So if there is no capacity to forgive, then we will not be able to form a communion. We will not be able to form a church. This is true for our presbyterate. This is true also for our parishes, for our diocese. There must be the readiness to forgive so that we can have a community. And to forgive always. Peter was thinking he was already generous to forgive 7 times. And you know that 7 is a perfect number. But Jesus says, more, much more than that. 70 times, 7 times. That means there is no exhaustion in the way we forgive. Why so? And the main message of the parable is because we have been forgiven so much by God. In our reading, comparison of how much we have been forgiven and how much we forgive has been lost, has been watered down, has been forgiven a very great amount, has been given a small fraction of what has been forgiven to him. Whereas in the original should be, he was forgiven 1,000 talents. He was forgiven 2 denarius, 2 denarii. Now, the Good News Bible makes that comparison more concrete. He has been forgiven 10 million pesos. And he should forgive only 500 pesos. He who was forgiven 10 million cannot forgive 500. And in fact, what he said, give me time, I will pay you back in full. How can you pay back 10 million? How can you pay back 1,000 talents? It's a very, very big amount. And yet, not only did the master give him time, but erased all his debt. And the sad thing is, he who should have been very happy to have his debt erased could not forgive 500. And Jesus tells us this, whatever faults people have against us, or whatever we have done against them, is nothing compared to what the Lord has erased from us. That's why here, what is important for us is to have this humility of spirit. That's why it's important that we always have our examination of conscience. We have our confession, that we realize we have sinned. And when we realize we have sinned, we can be more accommodating to the others. Of course, we say that our sins is not that big with the others. It's true. But if we compare the grace that we receive from God, how much help we have from Him, and yet we commit sin, it's already big. It's big not because in itself, but in comparison to the graces given to us, and yet we commit those selfishness, those sins. It's really a big thing. Now, if we have this humility of spirit, we can be able to understand others. We can forgive them more. And I think it's a good message to part during the end of the reading. Because I'm sure many of you have and many of you have the resolve, I should do better. No, I can do better and I will do better. But the problem is, when we go back to our places, even those people who are close to us, sometimes our brothers would not allow us to do better. Kinulong na tayo sa kanilang pananaw sa atin. Uy, hindi ka na sumasama sa amin, ha? No, uy, nagpapakabanal ka na, ha? Nagpapago ka na, ha? We don't believe that people can do better. No, in that sense, we don't help them to improve. No, this is what we say, forgiveness from the heart. No, kung nagbago yung isang tao, pagbigyan natin. Kung natin sabihin na, ay walang pag-asa yan, simula lang yan, hindi tutuloy yan. So we don't give each other a chance, no, to better ourselves. So we end, at least I end this talk to you with this message of forgiveness because we give for each other. And we will be able to forgive if we are humble enough to see how much we to see how much we also have not lived up to the gifts given to us. And we will understand why people also fall down. In fact, we would say, Lord, if I were in this situation, I would also be like that. So I would not be judgmental to the weakness of others. Let us ask the Lord for His gift of capacity to forgive, that we may be able to create communion among us in the presbytery and among our people.